Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Oh, no, whoops. Went back to the trailer. Pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. How are you all doing? Get some music on.
it'd be like a cinema where it has like adverts at the beginning and then teasers of our previous streams.
Oh, no, don't play that. It's playing the wrong thing, I think.
Seriously,
That's
it's
not
so hot you have a
DMC.
teaser? That's insane. We don't
Well, I
have.
have actually just been rushing around the house trying to protect things from dust. Because,
Okay.
we were having, like, things rewired and having new sockets put in. Like, extra sockets put in. Well, new in some places. It's completely replacing it. So I didn't really realize how much dust there'd be. So they're starting on the one end of the house, like not this end, because I can't because of streaming today, and Laurie's working. But yeah, when I went into the living room, there was just like dust in the air, like I couldn't breathe properly. So they were going to do the kitchen next. So I was running around, putting things in cupboards that I didn't, this is stupid. Like I fear in the draining board. It's stupid if that stuff gets covered in dust and then you have to wash it all again. I was like rescuing clothes that, was left out to dry, so I put some outside because it's nice and sunny. That might be why I'm pretty hot right now. But it's 8 degrees. I mean, it's not hot, but the sun's out and it's really nice.
Well, that situation you're explaining has been my life for a year and a half with
I
the
hate
house
it.
renovations. 'Cause it was always like dust everywhere.
I'm gonna have a heart attack when it comes to doing the bedroom and Laurie's room. I think I'm gonna, like, the day before move a bunch of stuff because we got a little cabin outside, so I'm gonna move some stuff there, cover up what I can, and then just accept the fact that it's gonna get dusty.
It's crazy Aussie in this hat.
Hey, I'm gonna have to. What was I saying? Yeah, I had to stop them from working in the kitchen as well because I wanted to make myself lunch quickly.
Are they working now? You know, I had
Yeah.
someone come around, but they only came for like 10 minutes because I'm putting a tent on my balcony.
Oh, it's not
So,
called a tent. It's not a freaking tent. You're
Oh,
gonna
sorry,
go
sorry.
camping on your like a. I don't know what it's called.
It's the same principle as a tent, but it's not. But you know what I mean.
I
What do
know
you
what you
call it?
mean. I don't know what it's called. What's that thing called? Like a shade thing.
A shade thing. That's even
Well,
worse.
a
It's like
gazebo is like
a
a
shade
massive
maker.
thing.
So it's basically like in blocks of flats where I live, and where like the whole of Athens is basically composed of. It's like it's a thing you put on the balcony so that it creates shade, and it's especially good for the summer because like the sun is so warm in the summer that it just like heats up the concrete, and the whole house is like burning all the time. So it's insane. So it's a very good investment.
I don't know what the proper word for it is, and I don't know if that's because it doesn't really exist here. It must exist somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Nathan.
Hello,
These
Nathan.
streams make work easier. Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh.
I have no idea what I'm doing today.
How is it going, Nathan? I saw you were struggling a little bit with motivation on Twitter.
With motivation?
Yeah, Nathan
what?
was saying how he's kind of like working alone, and he has like the last bit of his game going on, and it's kind of like just frustrating fixing bugs. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I can imagine that being. You're not seeing any like massive changes, and you're just looking at the same thing over and over, and like running into loads of problems, tweaking things. Not the funnest.
Oh, look, new animation. Hi, everyone. Yeah, it is. New dinosaur, too. It doesn't fly anymore. Wait a minute. Well, it does translate as tent to a website that I checked. Canopy? No? That sounds too fancy.
Canopy's big.
There's an awning. What are all these words? Big
Awning.
top. That's not that. Marquee.
Right. Awning is more like on shops. But that's kind of like what it is. Yeah. So maybe awning for balcony. Is that what it's called? Patio and balcony awnings. Maybe it's called awning. Parasol. But parasol's like a little fancy sun umbrella. It's such a weird thing. I think awning might be correct, or yeah, I don't know. Are the volumes okay, by the way? Because last time I had that fancy mic, and maybe I'm a little bit loud actually.
These volumes.
Let me change it to this. Okay, yeah. Let me know if it's okay, because it's not what it used to be. I'm too loud. Am I too loud? Are we both loud? I don't know.
Did anyone say anything? No, you're just.
No, I'm trying to work it out just with the levels, but I'm peaking. Like, this isn't right. Hold on. What about now? Wait, I think it was on 15 before. Let's try 15. There we go. Maybe that's okay. Sound is perfect, and I've just changed it. Is it still perfect?
What's my? Do I have any reference here? I guess the Pixel Dino T-Rex.
Lovely, thank you. I think I'm gonna do some programming for the prototype, since that's what I'm meant to be doing.
Oh yeah, and you're gonna show people nice stuff.
We only have 3 weeks left of March. So...
It's kind of funny how we've been doing the same thing for like a month and a half, and now both of us suddenly are doing completely different things for a stream, which is cool for people to see them.
Let's see, where's OBS?
You're a tiny bit quiet now, Sarah.
Yeah, I just put it down. Let me put it up a little bit more then.
That matches with her theme of being tiny.
How about now? Yeah, maybe this is better, hopefully. Okay.
When Costas is quiet, is always perfect for Sarah. But Sarah, no one can hear the game or Costas. Yeah, but it's too loud for me, so it should be fine for everyone.
Yeah, I don't know why that happens.
T-Rex, there we go.
Okay, let's go to AGS.
Oh wow, Sarah, I found the old T-Rex.
Yeah.
From the demo.
Oh, now I'm feeling a bit chilly on my arms. Maybe I need to put another layer on.
Oh, it's so tiny.
Excuse me while I eat a bourbon.
Really, what?
A bourbon.
It's like bourbon, which you drink. I don't know what bourbon is.
It's a chocolate, English chocolate biscuit.
Ha! Look at that guy. This is the demo T-Rex. That's
no, it's not. It's the game jam T-Rex.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me unblurify it. Okay. Yay! That doesn't look too bad. Look at this. It looks like a Jurassic World fight of like two big dinosaurs.
You should put in the proper version.
Oh yeah, sorry guys. I'm blocking it with my face here a little bit.
Right.
Pretty cool actually when you did. Nice shading. Consider it appeared for like literally 5 seconds in the game.
Hey Buildosaurus, you're super
Hello.
early.
Yeah, you were a bit too early.
And we were slightly late because my house is in chaos right now. Getting new wires put in. So my brain's not in working mode yet. Oh, Costas, I sent everything off this morning, by the way. It's for the UK Games.
Oh yeah, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I saw a link in
a link
in our email about.
But yeah, this morning I was just sort of like, I got myself ready for stream, and then I was like, oh, I don't know what to do with myself now. And then I suddenly realized, yeah, that I had to send that. That was meant to be the first thing I did this morning.
Don't know what to do with myself. It's like a super general question, but no, I understood.
What do you mean? What?
It sounds like in general. I don't know what to do with myself.
What am I doing right now? Email.
With yourself. I guess that's my reference. Oh wait, what's your?
Tomorrow, the games for the London Games Festival are getting announced, and we're what are they called? Embargoes? Something embargo? Is it just an embargo?
The Largo embargo.
It's a Largo embargo.
It's the Monkey Island 2.
Right.
It's the name of the first chapter. So it sounds funny. What is the embargo? Don't tell anyone. Which is exactly what we're doing now. Or
I thought it was protocol or something embargo. Yeah, so there's an embargo where we know all the games that are going to be
Right. There are not
the
that many,
festival.
huh? Weirdly enough.
40, I think they said.
They
Yeah.
said 40, but I didn't count 40. Unless I can count.
But yeah, we're not allowed to say what games there are. There's going to be announced
I
tomorrow.
literally know only one game, so it's fine.
Yep. I think some of the other ones must be from the UK Games Fund as well.
Yeah.
Because people are talking about it on the Discord.
Yeah, should we say hi to them?
Oh, you want to join them for their meeting?
I don't know.
They're having a meeting before, I don't know, at some point.
Seems like British people only.
We should socialize a bit. Go say hi.
Yeah, I know. I feel like so off because first of all, it's all British stuff, and second of all, they're gonna be talking about code, and I'm gonna be like, okay, cool.
Why are they gonna be talking about code? One of the people.
I don't know. Isn't it hard when you program and bugs happen?
One of the people doesn't even work on the game. She's she does technically, but she's the project manager, so she's not involved in any of the technical aspects of it.
But she's an organization of like.
Yeah. Maybe
what's he doing
media
with
stuff
us?
as well. Sorry.
With us pure bloods. What's he doing then? With like, is he like organizing the talk or whatever?
Oh, she's not the one who's organizing it. She's one of the people who's vocal on the server who will probably go and say hi. But she has like a lot of experience in games.
Do they do video or voice or whatever? I mean, I would like to join.
It sounds like it's a Discord voice call, or maybe on Zoom or something. I don't know. Just like for everyone to be like hi and stuff. I don't know. I don't even know what it is.
It won't hurt to just say hi because usually,
Right. Let me actually do some work.
I'm getting a little bit confused here because I have this. Why do my graphics for the T-Rex look tiny, and then when I put them in Flash, they look.
They look what?
They don't size up. They look smaller than the screen, like I have to size them up, but in theory, my document here is the correct resolution.
You think it wouldn't be the correct resolution? What is the resolution? Can you find out of the document?
Yeah, it's 240, 135. Oh, this is
weird.
Has anyone played Loop Hero yet? Because I'm really into this game now.
What's that?
It's a game that just came out from Devolver Digital. They published it. It's so weird to describe. First of all, I love the art because it's like super old school pixel art with a minimum palette, I guess, but like big enough resolution to have like chunky, nice pixels. It reminds me a lot of Heroes of Might and Magic 3 in a way, but it's not that because you have like your hero going around and you kind of have the same items that you put in their inventory and stuff, but the battles are like they happen automatically, like they just so like the characters hit each other, so it depends what equipment you give them or whatever. And you kind of like build the buildings that the enemies are going to spawn from in a way. So it's called Loop Hero because basically you're following a path automatically around like in a loop every time, and there's a camp where you keep going, like Monopoly, let's say.
Does it have super old looking graphics?
Yeah, yeah, I showed it to you once. They look super pretty. The music is super cool.
Oh, it's deck building.
I mean, I don't know why they call it deck building, but every like new, they look like cards. I guess they're cards, but every time you defeat an enemy or whatever, a new card comes, let's say, and it's like a building thing. So either you build like a monster den, or you build or you put mountains on the tiles on the map or whatever, and it gives you reasons. I do.
Not in the way that I can play it.
Not in the other way. You might like it. The cool thing I like is like it reminds you of like really old games where they explain to you how to play them, but then don't explain anything, and then you kind of have to like figure out all the secrets of the game while playing it. Like if I put this building next to that building, this creature will spawn, and then you're like, oh, cool! I didn't know that. That's cool. So you keep that in mind while you play. And every time like a loop goes around, basically the enemies level up. Like it's in runs, the game. The enemies level up,
Is it a roguelike? Like, can you die, or?
No, you can die and then you go back to the camp and you lose all your equipment. And the point is, every time you do a run, you can stay up until the point where a boss is gonna spawn. That's really really hard to beat. Or you can just like go take your equipment when you go back to the camp and like cut your losses basically and get out of there. It's like a thing that you have to decide to do often. And each run lasts like, I don't know, for like half an hour or something. So it's really fun. I don't know. I had no idea what I was playing when I started, and then I got really into it because it's so nice to discover like how it plays along. And if we ever do another game, I'm thinking that we should try and study the artwork and stuff because it has really nice ideas.
Artwork?
Yeah, it has like a minimum palette, and it has like kind of two different resolutions when you play because you have the map and how you see a bird's eye view of like everything. And then you zoom in.
I looked at, so I'm not too keen. Okay.
Now, if you zoom in and you see the actual characters fighting, they look like chunky, nice, pretty pixels of like enemies, and very limited animation. That's pretty. Like, you know how many people like say, "Oh, this looks retro" or whatever, and the game doesn't look retro because they have like weird fonts in it or whatever. Like this game actually respects that. Like it has like with the limited colors that it's using and and the UI is so pretty as well, so it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Sizing up and down this T-Rex without
just gonna grab
it.
another layer because I'm a bit cold.
I already have 2 layers in my flask. So if I drop this here, why does it look tiny? Let's see. Let's try a new file. Yeah, sure, this one. And then I drop this. Oh, it's fine. Maybe I was using... Who knows? No. This. That. Copy.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, you were gone?
Yeah, I said I was gonna put another layer on.
Yeah, I just thought you haven't left yet.
I technically didn't leave the room. What the heck is that? It's massive. Is that the massive dinosaur?
Yeah, because I was working on the animatic, it was like an HD version of it. I had to start that. Wait. Okay.
Sorry if you can hear like tool noises in the background, as in like power tools. I can't hear it right now, but like when it's like right on the other end of the house, I can still hear it here. But it's not that loud.
How was everyone's weekend then?
Weekends? What the heck did I do for on the weekend? Well, you played lots of gamers. What games did you play?
What? Me?
No, Nathan played lots of games.
I got so confused when you were saying
I started
play lots of
playing
games.
a new game called... It's not a new game, sorry, a new game for me called Banished, which is like a, you know, like medieval-y kind of like building, city builder kind of thing. I was quite enjoying that. I was quite enjoying it, and I had like a start of maybe like 12 villagers, and then it went up to like 21, and I was like building like a church for them and a school and stuff like that. And then a tornado came and killed like half the population. And then they got depressed because I hadn't built a cemetery for them yet. So yeah. And apparently tornadoes are pretty rare. Charlotte started working on Yorkshire Gubbins again. I spent a good chunk of yesterday hanging out on a ship. Yeah, I noticed you were streaming and I noticed it said Yorkshire Gubbins, but I was busy and I couldn't join. But yeah, that's exciting. Whew.
See, did? Wait, isn't Yorkshire Gubbins done, or is this cinematic universe by her?
Part 2?
Yorkshire Gubbins, isn't this like a chef game that you did?
A what?
a game that she finished and she put
I
out.
thought you said a shit game. Did you say shipped? I was like, wow. Not at all. You said shipped, right?
Yeah. Can you answer my question now?
I don't know.
Well, I thought she finished it, right?
I mean, I think so. It's on Steam, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. So when Deluxe like saying it's working on it, does it work on a sequel? What is that?
I'm guessing. Makes sense, right? The rest of the weekend you're cleaning. I feel like that's what I'm going to spend this coming weekend doing. We dust everywhere. What is
this weekend too?
Okay, I need to get rid of.
Yorkshire Goblins was never finished, but it was shipped. Seriously?
Oh.
It was meant to be episodic, but she only ever did a small amount of episodes. Oh, okay. Oh, I had no idea that was like a one game. Like Sarah is a little confusing with her games because like, oh, I know these games, and like one of them is a game jam, one of them is a finished game, and I don't know which one is which, but they all seem to be like even if it's a game jam, it feels like a finished game. So I don't know, like what's what.
I decided I don't want to make characters unless. So in AGS, you get characters and you get objects. The thing is, so I made the old lady a character, and it means that the code for her is in the global script, which is completely separate from the room's script. I don't like that. It's confusing having it all over the place. So I feel like I'm just going to make her an object and not a character. I don't know why you'd make characters unless they're playable.
Would you objectify her?
I wonder if Nathan knows the answer. Like, yeah, what's the... what am I trying to say? Like, why would you choose to make someone a character and not an object?
Deluxe like saying she had an episode almost done when she quit working at late 2017, early 2018. She showed a bit of it yesterday and was very good looking, but she wasn't happy with it. Seemed like the one who will forever be asked. Now.
Yeah, I agree, Nathan. I think that's the only thing I can think of is the walking animations to make them a character. And even then, I can just do it. It doesn't actually have to be a proper walking animation. I mean, they can make it an actual view. So yeah, I think I'm going to make her an object. So, can I just delete her? Is it as simple as that? Farewell. Okay.
Yeah, as you can see from Sarah's screen, we're doing the village.
Where do you want her, by the way? I kind of... Is she meant to be blocking the path to the village square?
Yeah.
Was that a yes?
Yeah.
I would rather, I feel like, if she was facing more towards the screen than straight to the right. If we potentially redraw her, unless you're happy with how it is.
Yeah, sure.
Not for the prototype.
Is it for her idol thing, or?
This is her, the one where she drops. She doesn't have an idol, I don't think.
Nathan's dropping some knowledge at you.
Unless you have an invisible dummy character for the speech. Wait. Actually, I think if they need to talk, well, I mean, yeah, there's no dialogue, is there, for us? Yeah, exactly. It's not a problem for us. Yeah. So, I can understand it for those purposes of why you'd make characters. Okay, for Charlotte, her plan is first to punch up the existing episodes, then make a fancy new lobby UI, and then add the I Fair Lady Jam game as an episode, and then make a final episode from scratch. That's pretty exciting.
Well, it's cool she got back to it, though.
Ooh. Okay, what was I doing? Yeah, the only animations for the old lady that I've got is Carrie, where she's got berries on her back and then dropping the jug.
She's jumping happily.
When you talk to her?
Oh, you
she
mean
jump happily? Where does
when
she...
you give her the
Okay.
when you give her the
Yeah. No, I've got it.
water. So I'm guessing she needs to be holding a jug of water and then she needs to drop it. Is that what you said there?
No. I didn't say anything.
I like I have to be animating because the dino is so big. Be animating its separate like thingy on him. Oh, we'll see. You did a good job with a pixel version of it.
Of what?
Of the T-Rex.
Oh, thanks.
Pretty scary and detailed. Just wondering
Yeah,
how.
that's why it's horrible to animate because you have to redraw all that every single frame. But it's necessary. Like, it's fine.
It's not that many frames to be fair. What I'm gonna do, but I'm just wondering about the lighting now. If it's like if it's supposed to be dark and mysterious or whatever. It doesn't need to be that lit as it is now. It makes sense. So I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna play around with colors and see if I can come up with anything.
What's going on with these?
Imagine if we were doing a Kickstarter and we had a stretch goal for the game, and they were like, stretch goal, add voices to all the Theropods characters. They completely did the design. Like that's why we didn't do it, because we didn't have money. Fully 3D graphics, full 3D graphics for the game.
That's so stupid.
You basically just change the game and then it's like an RPG with 3D graphics and people talk.
That is the same fella from the ends of the trailer.
The T-Rex guy? Yeah, it is. It appears a few times in the story, and that's the first time that I'm actually drawing him for a game sprite. It feels like this frame you did is going to be used for a flashback sequence.
I'm so tired.
Still enjoying the Name of the Wind, by the way.
Nice.
Pretty cool. And then there's 2 more books.
One more book. One more, like... He hasn't written the third one yet.
Oh, I see. But it continues.
There is a little mini story of one of the characters.
Oh no. Every time there's like an interlude or whatever, I don't really care. I just wait for it to go back to the main story.
Do you know, what's her name? Ori yet? The little girl?
Oh, Ori as in like A-U-R-E.
Yeah. A-U-R-I.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was actually reading. The last thing I was reading yesterday was that
Yeah, so the mini story short book is
Okay, so she's more important than now.
her.
It's kind of like a side character.
No. She's not important to the Name of the Wind story in that sense. It's just she's an interesting character, so he wrote a story on her, like what she gets up to, basically.
Okay.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, it's Name of the Wind. It's a really good
Fantasy book.
What's he book?
It's a series, but it's
book. It's a trilogy by Patrick Rothfuss, who's super cool.
Day 9 kept talking about it. I mean, you kept talking about it, but then Day 9 was also talking about it, so I was like, I'm gonna see that.
Patrick Rothfuss streams as well, and he's also like been on some of the tabletop
Oh, really?
videos. Yeah, he's super cool. I met him in real life. I got him to sign my book. He was like he was super sweet and like a little huggable teddy bear.
You hug him?
I might have done. Well, like he might put his arm around me for a photo.
You asked him, or okay?
Yeah, I can't remember. He was super friendly, and then I got him to sign a book for George.
Oh.
And gave it to George, and he said something about. I told him how he wants to be a writer, so he wrote something about that in like the beginning. Best present ever.
Yeah. It cuts up to you and is like, so how is George doing with writing?
Sorry? Oh. So when does she drop her jar? When you talk to her at first, or she randomly drops it?
Yeah, I don't think you should cause this. You're just witnessing it.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, old lady, and then she breaks it, and you're like, cool.
So, like, when you come onto the background and the first time you walk close to her?
Well, I mean, I guess when you come, you just see her walk. Like, you can't control the character. You see her walk, and she falls.
Okay, well, that's not gonna happen because she doesn't walk. Okay.
Oh, how is she gonna trip if she doesn't walk? Is she gonna be standing and dropping it?
We don't have an animation for that. I don't have the assets.
Oh, I know. Can you just drag her?
No, I don't. Oh, you want that? Okay.
Oh, I thought it was a prototype. I mean, it's kind
I
of.
just don't know that it's that necessary for the prototype.
No, I know that because it's a prototype, but this is a tricky screen because it looks like finished art. So I can understand if you're inclined to do everything.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Neatly. How do you do that nicely, connecting the two trees together?
Frankenstein skills.
That's what I thought I was gonna be doing.
I just deleted the sections that were wrong, and then the tree kind of blends in behind the other tree, and then I just kind of like made a diagonal sort of line of the grass.
Basically, when I was coming up with the puzzles, I was just like looking at Matt's backgrounds all the time, and I was like, maybe this tree can blend with the other. Or this background gave me a lot of ideas. I mean, it doesn't even need to be a different room like it was initially. Like, there's no reason for it, so that's more economical, I guess.
Yeah, so this area was two separate backgrounds in the trailer. And we've stitched them together.
Frankenstein.
Well, it's not going to look like that. Matt's going to have to do it properly.
Yeah, well, they haven't seen the rest of the area, the village yet, so.
The village? Yeah, do you guys want to see?
Because they're way rougher than this.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, let me go back to the beginning.
You are ready for MTV Krebs?
Let's go see where she lives.
Let's go check it out.
Let's go. You watching Castles?
Yeah.
I haven't actually tested it backwards. I'm hoping she can actually go into the room properly. Let's just climb up the ladder. Oh wait, no. Why would you climb when you can walk? Walk up the ladder.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's take that out. Αν τους πω να το κλείσουν για λίγο, για να ξαναμπω, πόση ώρα?
Greek. So, welcome to her home.
So we called our internet provider, and they're gonna shut it down for a few minutes. So I might have to be. Then I'll come back. Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be a few minutes, but okay.
Yep.
Okay, so if I'm off, I'm off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, complet.
Yeah, so this is a beautiful cave. This is like doing a prototype with Costas' rough art, which I hate.
Yep.
Last time I made him do it in color, or I changed some of it to color just because I found it easier to work with, but probably not the best way to do it. Like I can cope with doing it with bad art, I'm sure. This is why we come into putting like animations in, it's gonna look really weird. Yeah, come down the ladder and then you go to this little village outskirts section. This place will be blocked off at the start. And then this is the village square. What is this? Looks like people in the background. This person here. And I guess this is the exit to go out of the village. Is Costa still there, or is he actually gone now? Look at it, he's just frozen in contemplation. I thought he was just like watching, being silent. It's like super unnatural for him. We'll leave it like that. Oh, this is the foreground up there for some reason. I need to get rid of that. And then you go into the big cave. Featuring a little bit of the art from the trailer that Matt did. Yeah, it's pretty exciting seeing it all put together. It's like he posed on purpose before he knew it was gonna stop. Oh, there we go, he's probably gone now. Participants with that video are currently hidden. Would you like to show them? Show? We'll just wait till it comes back. Yeah, so what am I doing? That's the question. Alright, so I don't need a region. Yes. On the first time you enter the room. I don't know if that actually means the very first time. It must mean it. Oh, old lady? Old lady. Dot move. So she moves from like 116. He is back.
Me.
You were paused in a very like contemplative position. Like you're in the thinking kind of like mode, and I thought you were like, I didn't realize you had gotten yet. I thought you were just like watching what I was like doing. But I was like, no, it's super unnatural for you to be quiet this long.
You tell a 5-minute story and then wait for my reaction.
Yeah. Okay, so old lady moved to 130, 114.
What did I miss? The tour?
Yeah, I'll do. I could do it. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it again. You've seen it.
Yeah, I have. Did you go to the cave, the big one?
Look. Yes, I did. Old lady
Yeah, we had
moved up.
speed issues with the internet, so my flatmate called them to ask what the hell is going on.
What was wrong with it? Was it slow or just cutting out? Oh, speed
It's just like super slow.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Now people can see me going on tour. I thought I was sharing my. Wait. I thought I was seeing my application at my screen. Cool. It's my door, it's my chair. And now we're back to me. But yeah, I found Tony Chocolonely, I should say, to a recurring visitor to the stream, which is this chocolate I was craving for. And Matt was flexing how he found one in the UK, and I was like, wait a minute. So I just Googled. There's like an e-food delivery thing here, like kind of like Deliveroo, whatever you have, you guys have over there. Basically, it's just like you find places that deliver from one website.
We don't have that here, but in the UK, I guess.
No, then yeah. But anyway, because I'm in a city,
anything.
so I just typed Chocolonely in the search bar, and it was like this place and that place within your area delivers it. And I was like, holy shit! So I literally had like a delivery guy come to my house within the hour to just bring 2 chocolate bars.
Did you pay delivery?
That was like €1 fee or something.
Oh wow.
Well, I mean, because of the virus now, you can make your orders from like mini markets or like
Yeah, it's nothing like that here. Whatever. I mean, like you pay like proper delivery for it.
Well, no, it's not. If you buy from a supermarket, you would have to pay. You would have to have at least €50 like minimum or something.
Yeah.
Or 30, I don't know.
So
which is why I never paid because I don't need that much. But
so
that was like a small. I think it was a market to build the stores. You live in the oh, okay, yeah, I know they deliver in the Netherlands and they delivered before the virus, but Chocolonely you can practically find it outside your doorstep. There's so many in the Netherlands. But that shop was like from the service, I guess, that does makes the website. So maybe they were their own special prices or delivery or something. I didn't even know that thing existed before I googled it. Sarah, did you turn off your mono audio from last week? Is what Nevikling is asking. Also, hi Nevikling.
No, I haven't told what's happening now. I didn't because I was told it wouldn't have been an issue, so I didn't think to do it, but I was going to do it anyways. Let me do that. What do I sound like? Okay, it's off now. And hi, Nevik.
Oh man, I didn't ask Matt if he can do camera sake for the sequence.
What the
hell? The T-Rex like.
Oh, sorry, we're not watching your screen. I had to click watch screen. Stream. There we go.
Why are you not watching my stream? I'm like on it drawing.
Normal. Yeah, I was told
Where's
it
my
wouldn't be an
face?
issue. So the problem is that I was using a microphone last week that... Oh, I'm not going to be able to explain it properly now. That was mono.
Too technical for you guys.
But the soundboard was stereo, so it was trying to make it stereo, so it was only coming through one because it only had one input. So it only came through one ear, something along those lines. But yeah, it's probably maybe just not set up right. I don't really know. Right. What am I doing? Did she move? It's because I didn't block it. Maybe I should block it.
Okay, so when I do complicated animations, I just have to accept that this is going to be a pile of garbage, and then I'm going to go and redraw. I'm going to go on top of it and like start getting into separate things, like this leg, this hair thing, and then it's going to start looking cool. Because right now it's going to be, there's so many details that there's no way I can keep them all. And back when I started animating, I just tried to do everything at the same time and I always failed. So now...
Oh, this is... Oh, I don't know what we're doing.
We just have to accept this. It's going to be shit, and then we're going to make it better. Cost us what?
It's loud. Is it better now? But I haven't changed the desktop audio. If anything, it's me. What about now? My code.
What about now?
My code is color. Wait, what are you saying about my code?
That you have the crazy village stream on top.
Oh.
You're like a GeoCities website or something.
What? What's GeoCities?
Super old 90s websites.
Oh. Is he still louder?
Hello, am I still louder? My words speak louder than actions.
You are.
Wait, is that the social commentary? Is that a commentary about our lives, or I'm usually louder than Sarah in real life?
I mean, true.
Excuse me, Sarah. I shouldn't agree with anyone. It's just lies. It's not much of a problem.
I don't want to plague your ears.
Oh yeah, also walkthroughs. Yeah,
booming voice. Yeah, walkthroughs is the main thing, like text files with games.
So the walkthrough for Theropods is literally in the code.
I should make like a walkthrough like that. That looks like that. What am I doing? Blah 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 blah. I mean, maybe it's fine now. Oh, and then I need to make the jug visible. Oh, jug dot. Oh, jug. I'm guessing that.
So for a T-Rex like that, we should have the hair animating separately. The jaw should be moving slightly. And then maybe the arms. But first of all, we need to figure out how many frames of total animation we need. This is a template I'm following, which I kind of like, but it also doesn't seem to be having that kind of weight that I want. I don't know if, like...
Oh, that'd be amazing. I kind of did want to do like little stupid drawings that you can with crap, but no.
There must be like websites where you just like say make this image out of text and it just gives it to you.
Yeah, true. Probably. Well, they don't move. Blah blah blah. Why is she not moving? Is that?
I mean, how do you make yours? Isn't that how you made the village, or did you painstakingly went into it and just? Like,
oh no, I did it myself.
Seriously, you just went like thing by thing and you made it?
Yeah.
Are you insane? How long did it take?
Not that long.
Jesus Christ. I mean, a pixel artist would take all this time to do that. Oh.
The fire alarm keeps going off because of the dust in the house.
Is it working properly or is it a bit dusty?
No.
Yes. High fives, everyone. Oh, where was I? Oh, yes. Then I had two. Well, I didn't have two. I bought two Tony Chocolonely's and I had one which was caramel and salted salt. But it wasn't
salted caramel.
Salted caramel.
It is sea salt.
Isn't all salt sea salt, or is there like salt from other sources?
There's salt from other sources
That you eat.
Oh, so the one that the salt that we have is Himalayan rock salt, so that's not from the sea.
Oh, so it's from rocks.
I mean, I guess.
That's a very fancy.
Is it just called rock salt because it looks like?
Like rocks?
Big bits. Oh, I don't know.
That's a very the Himalayas are famous for not having a sea. I'm guessing because they're mountains, so maybe it's.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's loads of salt. I'm just thinking in Namibia, Where is it now?
Namibia in Africa?
Somewhere like in Wolvers Bay, which is it's by the coast, but this bit isn't actually connected to the sea. There's salt pans where it's just a shit ton of salt everywhere. It looks like it's the snow, like the snow. Looks like
Like
it's in the Antarctic or something, but and I feel like there's a salt pan and like higher up as well. I don't know. It is a really curly jaw. Curvy jaw. Okay. Where old lady dot.
Oh yeah, it is a curly jaw, but the more corners, the better scariness. I'm not the one to cut corners here.
Oh, I'm stupid. So I need to put it back. No wonder she's not moving. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So, block view 91. Let's do that before.
We should ignore the backlink for now. So this raises up, it falls down. Oh, I see.
And then we animate one. Let's see if this works. Imagine if we released the finished game looking like this. Obviously not like this, this looks fine. Like this. As in your backgrounds. Like, yeah, finished game.
Oh, what, the animations or my backgrounds?
Your background. And the animations to come
I mean,
are going to be bad.
It's funny because they kind of work now. It's funny to see her in a new background.
Yeah.
I really hope this climbing thing works, the animation and this ladder, and it's not too wide. Like, we might need to make it wider, because I'm not going to be making a new climb animation for her.
Oh, you have to check that beforehand then. But, the climb animation for going down the pterodactyl ladder, we did custom. We took the same frames. No, we did it custom because it didn't work.
No, we took. Oh yeah, we did both actually. I took the frames and then I had to change some. No, actually, you had to redo some. Yeah, yeah.
So I might have to customize it a little bit, anyways. But using the same frames, hopefully.
We put the legs and the arms a bit closer to her body because before it was like.
Well, yeah, it's really weird. The pterodactyl skeleton particularly, anyways. Blah 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 blah. So she needs to be able to pick up the jug.
Man, I have no idea what I'm doing here, but figure it out.
I keep wondering why you're doing finished animation. I'm like, seriously, this is prototype. Why are you like spending that much time? But it's not. You're doing the finished animation.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. But
it's because in my head we're doing the prototype for this month, but obviously Matt's doing the finished one for the action sequence. Yeah.
Matt, I don't know if we told everyone, but Matt is also doing UI this month, and also because we thought he might have, like, we saw his UI for, I did, for Feria, the Feria game, and it's so pretty. So Matt definitely knows how to do UIs as well, and I mean Sarah has like a ton of work anyway to do, so we might as well have
also,
Matt get a little detail.
I like the icon for the inventory, for the Amazon at least. The other ones I didn't put much time into. But
yeah, I like it too.
The actual inventory when it's open, I'm not good at doing bigger things in detail, which is why I'm not great at doing backgrounds. Like, I probably could be if I applied myself to it and like spent a lot of time, but we don't have that time, and I have loads of other things to be working on. And yeah, Matt's super talented. But yeah, I'd like to learn at some point. Okay, lock view.
I think you just follow the same rule where you just like separate everything in the big image into like smaller portions.
I think it's just art in general. I'm not good at like
Bigger ones, yeah.
freestyling stuff and like in detail. Like that's why you get some amazing artists who can paint in like any medium or like draw, and then they do pixel art, which is the best way to do it, really, I suppose. Whereas I'm kind of went into pixel art without drawing skills, which I know I've been doing like art type of stuff for like many years, but like I wouldn't consider myself as like a good artist. Like my animal paintings, I use a lot of reference for it. And I know a lot of people use reference, but still I don't fully understand lighting and color theory and all that, which is pretty important.
Well, I'm shit compared to all that. I don't know anything.
You're good with the basic drawing skills though. You're not great with the polishing and color and lighting and
I'm not
stuff.
great at anatomy either. Like I can make something, I don't understand how it works unless I see things not working, but I don't understand why.
Yeah.
So I just like keep drawing and drawing and drawing until it looks better. But I mean, every one of us is gonna have a blind spot that they're not good at. So it doesn't like I know what I'm not good at, and I know what I'm good at, and I know what I can practice. So I mean, if you want to be harder on yourself, you're always gonna find something you're not good at. I don't think I'm not bothered anymore. Like I used to be really sad about this, but now I don't care. Because mainly if I wanted to, I could have practiced, and I don't. If I want to do something more, then I'll learn it and like try and tweak it or whatever. Because for the fun of it or whatever. I mean, I think it was weird in college for us because we eventually, like we had to compare ourselves to others. Like that was part of the whole process. Unfortunately, because you were literally being graded with other people. So it doesn't like sometimes can create all this pressure on you.
Yeah.
Like if you want to be better at something, sure, but you don't have to be because the world says so.
Yeah, for sure. Just make triangles, Ben Chandler. What's that about? Ben Chandler. Isn't he a...
Ben Chandler is the guy who does all the amazing art for the What Did I games.
What's the triangle thing about?
I don't know that actually myself.
I find with art, whatever medium enables you to enjoy the process is the one you should pursue. Yeah.
I also always go for minimal art and stylist art because that's like, that's the only way I can compete with like people who are like, who have amazing artists in their game or whatever. If I'm gonna do like the animations or something, I'm just gonna be cutting shortcuts to make it look cool without the need to be perfect. None of this visual art.
What is this triangle thing about?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
he's like looking at the full throttle and like drawing triangles.
Oh,
it's some actual like design.
He did some full throttle analysis of the art. I remember.
Yeah.
Ben Chandler.
That's pretty cool.
Ben's art features.
So like there's some background with like red when he's saying how they're balanced by the triangular placements, and they bordered the door in a manner that makes it feel important.
Are you saying that on screen or is it your phone?
It's on my phone.
Okay.
I mean, I can
see the top of your head looking down, so I was wondering what's going on there. But...
Oh, I shouldn't do that. You're gonna see my grey hairs. I've now started seeing
you're
grey.
Like this, and I'm like, what's he doing?
I started seeing grey hairs like near the front now. Not the front. Like there was just one that was like hanging down the side. One long grey hair. Like,
I don't think anyway with this tiny screen you're gonna see anything. That's
I don't care anyways. I'm human. Yeah, I don't know how to share this with you. What the heck? How do I share a tweet? Share.
Yeah, Nathan, that's the way to go though. Like, I mean, I would do exactly what you're doing if I was making 3D. It would just be doing minimal stuff, especially with horror, because the less information you have, the more scary it is. So that's why all these PS1 horror games work so well. Yeah, I've downloaded that actually. What you sent me. He has a whole book about every single thing, every single background.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's so cool. I didn't know exactly about this triangle theory. He also does a lot of color theory in these games. But
it'd be really good to know, like to help draw people's attention there in a very clever way where it's not in your face, spoon feeding you with like. That's why I don't like highlights for interactable items. I feel like if the game's designed properly, you don't need that. But like, I don't know that we have the skills to design it properly. Like, I'm hoping we do.
But we do, like, we might not have that much experience with game design, but we do have experience with art. Like, I do know how to compose a screen, a screen, and make your eyes fall into something.
Yeah. See, I don't know that I do, but unless I do without.
I mean, at least I know the theory behind it. I can promise I'm gonna make amazing art, but.
Why am I super cold now? Still 9 degrees.
Oh no, Nathan! Didn't you learn anything from us? Don't have big visions of things. Have smaller vision. You're never gonna finish them. I mean, you're finishing projects, but you know, I wouldn't go with a big vision after this one. I would go for smaller vision, and then we'll see.
Yeah, triangles of color sounds super cool. Animate.
Ben also has like super cool color palettes. Every time is like 2 or 3 colors, and it just looks amazing. If you play Avowed, like all the skies and the buildings, they look like they have colors that shouldn't work, and then somehow they work. Because this is like a green sky, like that doesn't make sense, but then you see it and it's like, oh wow, that's pretty.
Big vision but small game.
Is that like, I would say big vision but small game would be a small hike maybe, which for me it looks like a gigantic game where you just finish it in like an hour and a half. Sorry, I remember you don't like a small hike, but I don't remember why. Is that it hurts your eyes with its
ugly. No offense.
I like
I don't know, it hurt my eyes so much and it didn't look good. The art for it, like the cover art, or like, what do you call it? Key art.
Is that what
looks pretty. It's 2D, but now like in the actual game, it's like weird. I don't know what you even call it.
Oh, you mean which art is 2D?
It's so rude. The like store art.
Oh really?
Cover art kind of thing. Yeah.
You're like those people on Reddit now with our game.
Wait, sorry. What's the game you're talking about?
And your game is pixels.
What's the game called?
A small hike.
Let me make sure I'm talking about the same thing.
We talked about this. I don't think you are, but
you know, I didn't. You don't think I am? Does it not have a bird? Am I thinking of something different?
Yeah, it does. A bird. I mean, it's a humanoid bird, but yeah.
Yeah. No, that is the one.
So give me 1 second. I'm gonna make some coffee, and I got a text about the internet, so I'm gonna retype this to my phone. Short hike, yeah.
So like it looks pretty. I really like the colors of it, but the fact that it's 3D makes it feel super off for me, and it made my eyes hurt. I don't remember it looking like this though.
It's not the 3D-ness, it's the way it handles the graphics, because it's like pixel art essentially with a render.
Yeah, pixel art and 3D in a sense looked really weird, and it also had lots of camera angles with it, camera movements, I think.
Yeah.
I barely tried it because it just made me feel ill, so I stopped.
To be fair, I don't have an issue with movement and those stuff, but I feel like if I don't like the art of a game, I can play it.
But
it might sound.
It's annoying because I like the art style. I like in general. I don't know about the 3D-ness. I don't know. I maybe have to try it again. I love the art style and the colors.
It's also very chill, like, I don't know, just nice to explore and fly around, and it's very naturey game.
Yeah, it looks like a lovely game. It's just I need to try it again.
Did I nail it, Nathan? Is that what you had in mind when you wanted to make a game?
What?
So I haven't told you my idea or anyone else, but I don't want to like kill it before it's evolved, but I do have an idea for a small game. I don't know if you're gonna like the theme of it, because it seems sort of claustrophobic and scary, but still like an point and click. Although you do like The Last Door, so maybe.
Yeah, do you want to tell me or not?
Yeah, maybe. Let me get some coffee and I'll come back to this.
Okay.
If you don't like it, you're just gonna shit on the idea in front of everyone. So I'm very.
You're the one who decided to bring it up.
Feel very defensive.
Oh, everyone's saying great things about a short hike. I apologize. Like, it felt like a game that like looking at the store, that
Maybe
I'd
you were
really
too
like.
busy on
I
that day
really
and you
liked
were
that.
like extremely
Oh
sensitive
no,
to
that's just
the
me always. I'm always sensitive to that sort of thing. I want to try it again. I just remember it looking really bad. But yeah. If it was 2D, I think I'd really like it. I almost clicked stop streaming instead of run like the game in AGS. Wait, what? Two to 3 hours. I get like motion sickness so easily though. Yeah, I'll try. I'll definitely download it again and try it again. I do like the idea of it. What am I doing? I was playing a game. I tried a game called Barotrauma. I don't know if anyone's played it. It's like on a submarine. I don't know what the name of the kind of game it is, but it had this weird effect where the camera just like followed you around really weirdly. I can't even remember what it was, but that made me feel so ill that I would not have been able to play that. But luckily, I found there was an option in the options to switch that off, and then it was fine. Okay, chapter 1. The village. Old lady.
Stop talking about the short hike.
Ooh, yeah. Now I shall try it again.
Oh wow, you're pretty good, pretty fast with programming.
Oh no, I spent ages trying to.
I just I just saw what happened on your screen where it's like, let's fill the water, and it's like, okay, and then she leaves, and
It's because
she
she fills
fills
it from a different
the
stock.
ground.
So it's because I had already programmed it with the old background. So she's going to completely the wrong spot, and now I need to line it up somehow.
Isn't it kind of funny that you're using complete animations that we did like 3 years ago now, and you're like, here are the assets. So we actually made the assets for the game, weirdly enough, and during the trailer.
Yeah, it's nice.
I was pretty happy with this animation. So yeah, my idea. You want to hear my idea?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to shit on it.
Okay, let's share that. So I wanted something with how do I start with this? Let's start from a story. I think it's gonna be like an ancient Greek theme because I'm biased, and I was thinking that maybe, but it's gonna be
Why don't
really
you make it an
claustrophobic.
ancient Namibian theme? Yeah, continue.
Well, like with rocks just standing there, and then isn't it like theropods already? And then so maybe it's all gonna be indoors mostly. So it's gonna start with like a temple where they have like some kind of like I don't know, celebration or something. So it's gonna be like ancient Greek temple, and your main character is basically maybe the wife of a nobleman or like a queen or something, and she has a baby. And when this celebration happens, basically something comes like a giant monster that you don't see what it is, and it starts like wreaking havoc on the temple and destroying it, and people die left and right, and the lady's running away with her baby. So basically, the only thing you see is a gigantic eye. So you know there's like a big monster cyclops outside, but you only see like glimpses of his arms or his eyes or whatever. So basically, the whole goal is that you have a baby. It's this lady, and every different screams is just trying to get out of the temple alive and not get smashed by the cyclops outside, which is like is peeking through every once in a while.
Uh-huh.
That's the idea, and it's
Cool.
called an eye for an eye because the cyclops killed everyone there, and it's just trying to get out. Yeah, I don't know if you like it, but I really like the idea of like a big monster that, like in Jurassic Park, where you see like the dinosaur coming down and it's just like eyeing everyone. Like you just see a gigantic eye in the jeep, and you know it's there, but you can't move or whatever. I just like seeing peaks of the monster without actually being able to see anything.
Why do you think I wouldn't like it?
I don't know, because it's just like the way I imagine it is. It was gonna be like no dialogue because you have a baby basically, and you can't talk to anyone, and it's a monster. And I like the idea of a mother trying to save her child, but also trying to keep this theme of like destroyed temples and like the visual of like light coming from outside and just giving you a hope that you're gonna get out eventually. And you care about her and the baby, obviously, so it's gonna be emotional in that aspect. Or you can find like people in the temple who are like half alive or like just dying, and you can like help them, or it's like you can have NPCs obviously, but you know. And I thought it would be a nice idea for a short game.
Yeah,
You
no,
don't
it
have
definitely sounds like a short game.
Yeah, because so you can like navigate around, and you can like it has a beginning, middle, and end, and a few like puzzle areas. So I thought it was. I don't know if I want to go as far as like. I would want to have a sequence where the baby's really in danger. It's just like far away, and you have to get to it because people are gonna be like, "No, oh shit, I didn't solve this puzzle." So I just that's the main idea of it, and.
As long as you don't kill the baby, because I think that would be pretty bad.
I was gonna say that it crossed my mind, but I don't wanna like. The only reason I would do that is because it would be called an eye for an eye, the whole thing. But I think just killing her husband might be enough, or maybe just thinking that the baby died and it didn't would be the same. Anyway, people, you just found out their potential game jam game or whatever. I wouldn't mind this as a game jam, to be fair. And I like that it's still, silent. And we can experiment with like different color palettes and more serious tones and more shadows and chunky pixels and stuff. I don't know how the fuck you kill the Cyclops though. But... So yeah, I don't know why I didn't think you wouldn't like it, but I literally had this idea for like a year now and more. That's why I was a bit reluctant. But obviously, I also felt guilty of telling you ideas of new games without finishing this one. So you create a windstorm and blow sand at its eye. Yeah, that sounds like a tearjerker. Deluxe box.
3258.
Yeah, I don't remember horror films with like a super huge monster. I mean, I know Cloverfield maybe, and like my initial idea was like I really wanted to make a horror film with a huge monster, and then I was like, wait a minute, maybe that could work as a point and click too. There's definitely a market for scary point and clicks. I think.
I love The Last Door. It's a scary point and click game.
Also, you don't even have to like point and clicks to play a scary game. You could be like a horror game buff or whatever. Yeah, and The Last Door was a great example.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
It's a very good counting.
Wait, am I counting the right thing? Oh shit. Where am I even like associating this? Okay, there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Hey, Deluxe Lux, what if you play Darude Sunstorm?
15, 16, 17,
Because
18, 19, 20, 21. To the right? Maybe. This is the part that I hate, and I feel like there must be a better way of doing this.
The part where Rosie just starts talking in chat?
What did you say?
The part you hate is the part where Rosie starts chatting?
No.
Oh, okay, I thought that were...
Placing assets. Like, matching them up and all that. It's way harder than it needs to be.
Does this tool that they've made, is it available first of all, and does it help anyone, or do people have to make their custom things too?
Well, what tool?
The tool that helps you with adjusting stuff, from what I saw on Twitter.
I don't think that... Oh, he just posted a screenshot.
What, literally now?
No, that's all I've seen about it is a screenshot that he posted.
Yeah, same, but then I remember some people under it was like, ooh, I made a tool like that. And I'm like, how? Why is there no tool available for ATS then? Like, that someone gave to people in the community. Because it sounds like something that would be super useful, right?
Probably, yeah. Darn. There's double Amazon.
We should have people should pay like a premium price to unlock a new character, and it's gonna be Amazon Prime. Yep. That's what you get in these streams.
Why is there this cute little clearing? I want something to happen here.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, we can. Someone can be there chilling, sleeping. The blonde hunter sounds perfect for just like relaxing and eating his fruit there. I really want to do animations of this lady going like, "Oh," like super upset by her waterfall. That.
Okay, so...
Did you? I just figured out something, that if we did a tutorial here for the items, then in the demo, we don't need to have a flashing inventory going like, beep, 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 click on this, click on that. Like, you should know already.
Mm-hmm.
And use from Ludonaracon yet, huh? Nathan?
Oh yeah, what the heck? Are they still not?
What's with them? When is the date?
Like...
April 23. Okay, well, okay, sure. I mean, it's more than a month away, to be fair. I really hope that this London Games Festival thing works out with a wishlist as well.
We should definitely do. Bring us some. What do you mean,
we should enable the demo again.
Yeah, hopefully this week they'll get back to us to let us know whether in it or not.
In it.
Yeah.
I remember I was doing the update for the latest update Kickstarter thing. One of the things I was saying was like how it's impossible to concentrate while coding. And then as I was editing it, you started becoming more comfortable, and now you're like, oh, that's.
I'm not concentrating very well. It's taking me way longer than it should.
Yeah, but like I made it seem like it was impossible, and you were actually doing really well. You made me a liar, Sarah. Okay, so this needs to be here. Maybe we remove this. No, this needs to stand for a little bit. Keyframes here. Oh, that's wrong. Equally. B. You guys can't make any sense of what I'm animating, neither can I, but it's actually one of the most complicated things I've animated recently. That doesn't involve 4 different characters moving. I think actually, it's not technically true because it doesn't involve different characters, but it does involve different parts animating at the same time. We have one leg, we have the other leg, then we're gonna have the hair, then we're gonna have the jaw, then we're gonna have the arm. Sarah's not gonna care about all this because it's gonna be just a different frame to draw, but to make sense with the movement, it has to come from the animation. The film I watched from Ludos is Headwear Games, aka Jack's Sick Chicken. Ooh, I like this better. That seems scarier. Needs to go poof, and then maybe this needs to be deleted. Now, when is Happy Game coming out?
Yeah.
I don't know why I got so excited about this game. 2021. Yeah, I told you I joined a movie club like last week. What's the first film of the movie club? It's called Silence, and it's a Martin Scorsese film from 2016. Pretty recent.
Uh-huh.
What's going on with?
Yeah, don't look. I'll play it again in a moment. I just want to fix.
Oh, the older one is crazy.
Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, it's a weird film. I mean, it's not a weird. It's just super slow. So it was so slow. I didn't appreciate it right when I finished watching it, but then I read some reviews and I saw some video essays and I was like, maybe. And then it kind of stuck with me after a while. It's about basically, it's super weird story because it's written in a book. It's about two priests going, like in the 1600s. They go from Portugal to Japan to try and establish like a Christian community there, which apparently was established, but they hear that their mentor, the priest, he went there and he denied his faith. And they go there because they don't believe it to like see what's going on. And they see that basically the Japanese government is hunting down all Christians because they believe it, pollute their, people or whatever, or make them come closer to the European nations. So it's all about basically a priest who's trying to remain faithful to God while he has every reason not to say that he doesn't, because people are going to get killed if he doesn't. Like he finds a few villages where it's still like Japanese Christians, but they're all like super poor villagers that they just hide from the government, so you feel sorry for them. It's interesting. It's just like nothing much happens other than everyone's super miserable for like almost 3 hours. That's why I didn't like personally, but I understand if it's a good film in general. If I want to be miserable for 3 hours, I might as well stay in lockdown in my house without watching a movie. My point is I like watching happier or more actiony films during lockdown. It wasn't bad. I spent a big amount of time making puns about the movie that only people who would have seen it would get. So I thought I might spend my time productively like that. Liam Neeson is in it, Adam Driver, and Andrew Garfield, by the way. So we like this leg. We don't have another one. Shoot the other leg red or something. I have no patience for drama. I know Deluxe sucks, but the thing is, it was Scorsese, so I was like, if it is Scorsese, it must be a good film. Also, I was kind of forced to watch it because of the movie club thing I joined, but I was like, if it's Scorsese, it can't be that bad. And I think that's why I got disappointed, because I was expecting, I always get disappointed if I watch a film by a big director that I super like and it kind of sucks. Because, So I was wondering if it wasn't done by Scorsese, and I didn't know that when I was watching it, if I would have liked it better. It was the same for me and Steven Spielberg when he did Ready Player One, because first of all, I read the book and I liked it, and second of all, I saw the movie and I didn't like it at all. I liked it, but I thought it was kind of cheap and not the film that Steven Spielberg should make. Like, I think if he touches something, he should make it into a legendary classic or something. If I watch a drama, actually, no, I'll take that back. I'd rather watch a thriller than a drama. And I don't mean thriller as in like the president's daughter has been kidnapped. I mean more like, a psychological thriller or something. More like, kind of think Hitchcock as a basis for what a thriller is. In Greece, weirdly enough, when someone says, I watch a thriller, they literally mean they watch a horror film. I don't know why this has come to pass. Every time I have to explain to people I watch a thriller, no, it's not a horror film. It causes you thrills, that's why it's called a thriller.
Okay. Old lady puzzle's done.
Old lady's dubbing, and then you go away, and then yay. Oh, cool. We also made the animations for the Amazon disappearing into the distance, huh?
Yeah, I don't need that.
Not for the prototype, yeah.
No, not since AGS.
What is the thrills horrify me, says Buildersaurus.
I didn't use it for the demo either.
Yeah, there is thriller and horror. But I think if you say I'm watching a thriller, would you call Seven a horror film? David Fincher? There are definitely thriller horrors, I agree with that, but if you watch a cop thing that's like a thriller, then you find a good film that's a thriller, but it's also could be an action thriller. That's not horror, for example. Like most of Christopher Nolan's films, I would say, are thrillers.
Oops. We're back.
Time to start the party, people. Finally, cool people time. Top 5 subscribers get Sarah's PIN number for bank. When I say top 5, I will probably have like 2. So I need to do the back leg now. Seeing this layer main. Can you see what I'm naming leg? Yeah, you can. Name this layer back leg. Back leg. Make frames. Leg. How many? Okay. I like horror more, I think. Oh wait. Yeah, I like horror too. I love horror. I feel really weird when I meet people who are like, ugh, I hate horror. I see nightmares. And I'm like, okay, I mean, fair enough. But then they ask me like, how do you do it? Like, it's a skill. I'm like, I don't know. It's not real. Is that the whole point of like you get the excitement of being scared without the consequences of dying from ghosts? Watching my co-instructor try to teach, it's really painful. Speaking of horror, she has a habit of just reading the PowerPoint directly. Oh yeah, I mean, that sounds bad for everyone because, I mean, I don't need someone to dictate what I'm seeing on the screen, I guess, right? Yeah, it's not real. I can watch the Saw movies and I don't like watching real life hospital stuff with blood. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the same as a roller coaster ride, I guess. It's more physical, but you know you're not gonna die and you still get the thrill of it. And I feel like my personal theory is that it helps you more to like deal with like scary situations in real life, as in like you. I mean, I'm not saying that you're in a car crash and you're gonna like instantly be calmer or whatever, like something's really horrible. But if you like hear noises or anything and you get scared, you have a better control maybe because you feel like you have the experience even though you don't really have it. I might be talking bullshit, but you know, it's a discussion. I'm not having a TEDx talk here. Don't really enjoy the feeling of being scared, so horror is not my favorite genre. I think it's interesting to explore fear. Yeah, definitely. I get that deluxe tax for sure. For me as a filmmaker, I'm really intrigued by horror because it seems like you need like sort of an understanding of every single aspect of filmmaking to be able to make a horror film. Like you need to have like really good sound, you need to have music, you need to have really good lights, you need to have really good performances. Your story needs to have twists and turns. Like everything needs to work together, and all this doesn't even require that much of a budget to make it. So basically, it's like I think it's a very good. You get like extremely good lessons in filmmaking if you like start thinking about how everything ties together to like just be able to scare someone. It's like exciting, or like suspense or anticipation, or like withholding information with lights. And I think that's why most of the like really, really, really good directors all started with horror. Like Steven Spielberg did Jaws and Duel before that. Peter Jackson, I did all those evil. What was it? I'm sure you guys remember the titles. Sorry, it has two different titles. That film with zombies or whatever it is that he did. Who else? Sam Raimi, I guess. Edgar Wright. All of my all my favorite directors have like started with horror, or have done something with horror. Which Tarantino would do horror? Brain Dead, yeah, exactly. Has a different title too, I think. I don't remember why, but it has two different titles: Brain Dead and something else. I don't know that many directors. Me neither, personally. I mean, but it's just like a fun genre to explore. I mean, Nathan is not. I mean, Nathan, you're not making a film, but you're making a game. But isn't it kind of the same that you need to have like a perfect understanding of all different aspects of like of your craft? Like you need to know how to use music, how to use your sound effects, how to use your visuals, and all that in the service of like scaring the audience. Because if you're doing like, I don't know, like a comedy or drama, you could just like, you don't have to have particularly like strong light or like crazy music while something's going on, but you don't have to focus on everything with the same intensity is my point. Yeah, it's very easy to do bad horror. Yeah, hoping I managed to achieve the most sophisticated horror style. Yeah, that's amazing. You can do that. But I feel like if you're a horror fan, you understand. You like it drives you to put on the thoughts of what like scares people. Because I know like bad scares for like jump scares, for example, are like a bad what gives a horror thing like a bad rep. Um, I love films that like you can trick people to watch because they lull you into like a very normal world and then they turn up the scariness. I guess Jaws is like that too, because you start watching a film with like a beats and everything, and then you're like, whoa, that turns out a bit weird. Yeah, you can do a bad horror, but you probably have to. It just result to like cheap stuff like gore and jump scares, which are like great devices to use too. But if you overuse them, then it's just like annoying because anyone can be scared by a loud sound suddenly jumping in your ear. That's not like that sophisticated. Like scare people with uncertainty or like the anticipation that they're gonna see something scary. That's like one of the best things ever. Like the more you prolong the fear that people are feeling, and you like tense it and make it unbearable. I love this shit. This like, BRB for Buildosaurus. Another thing about horror that makes it tough is because it introduces all those characters and you know you're about to watch bad things happen to them. Yeah, like, I mean, you definitely need to care about your main character, whatever thing you're watching, if you want to follow them. It's the same with action films. Like, if I don't care about my main character, I don't care if they're like running around or getting blown up or whatever. Like, I need to have empathy for them to care and follow them in their journey. And it's the same in horror films. Like, I need them to have like some kind of reason to survive. So you usually have all those secondary characters in slasher films where like you don't know them that well, and some of them are assholes. So you kind of like, whatever. I'm just gonna watch some fun gore. Oh, I see Sarah moving in the background over there. So if someone hasn't dusted off for a few years, do they need to dust off their dust off skills? Some food for thought here. Here. Just to leave you, you do any more dust puns? The dustpan. Ooh, a cat. You get a kitty here.
She's kind of scared at the moment. Apart from work being done in the house, there's maybe a hedge cutter going down the road and it's really loud.
Oh no, poor kitty.
She suddenly woke up from her bed and went to the windowsill to look at it and then decided she didn't want to have anything to do with it, jumped down, went to the corridor door to the living room, which is shut, but it's glass. Well, kind of weird glass. And she was looking through there, wondering what the hell's going on there. And then she went running to the bedroom door, to here.
See, there's some drama in this kitty's life.
Still a bit. What are you doing? Did I miss anything?
We're talking about horror films. And then I made the dust pun.
Dust?
Yeah, if you haven't dusted off something for a few years, do you need to dust off your dusting off skills?
Do you dust off skills?
Yeah. You say I need to dust off my drawing or whatever. Don't make me explain my jokes.
I've heard of that before. But then again, I don't know things. It's
Well,
okay, is it coming back? It's really loud, isn't it? Are you a bit happier now? It's okay, it's okay. Weird things going on outside. I mean, I could let you out, but then you might run off. Super far away. But you can't go into the living room because it's super dusty. Deluxe sucks as I pledge to leave if you do any more dust puns.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a scaredy cat here. Scaredy cat.
I can hear some purring, I think. Yep. You guys hear the purring?
I'm getting fur everywhere. Okay. Do you want to get down? You're gonna sit there. Okay. I don't know what they're doing outside. Very noisy. It's always weird. We always get tractors going past outside, sheep being herded to go down to another field, people on horses. That's probably about it.
Oh, it lives in the 1600s. Oh, well, the tractor is gonna fly, but sure.
Yeah, it would be like a horse and cart or something.
Carriages with lords passing by, going to local taverns.
What was I doing? Oh, I finished the old lady thing. Can you hear the noises outside?
Not me personally, but
Okay.
kind of sad.
Yeah, it's not super loud. It is pretty loud, isn't it, Carol? Okay, so the children. What are you doing? She's just moving things around with her tail. She'll move these away for you.
Is Sarah playing games during work time or the kitty?
Huh? Oh, me playing games is in the prototype because I had it open there to play it.
Sarah, stop playing Theropods and make some Theropods.
If only it was fun to play the same thing over and over again. Okay, where are my notes that I took down from what you were saying yesterday?
Excuse me?
I wrote down notes from when we were talking about the puzzles.
Yeah.
Question is, where is it? I swear I saved it. Please tell me I saved it. Where did it save it?
I'm never gonna repeat it again if you didn't save it.
It's on prototype. I don't know where it is. I found it, but I don't know where it's actually saved.
Yeah, this is a big actually milestone what Sarah did there, which she did in like a fucking 2 hours, apparently, which was a I just thought it was gonna take so long because it was like I coded all the areas and I was like, holy shit.
It was just a truck. It was just a big scary truck.
This poor kitty always scared. Wait, so this kitty just turned up in your doorstep and then it kept coming and then you were like, okay, we'll take it?
Yeah, like 2 years ago or something. It was like around after Christmas, so like Boxing Day. And I think Laurie's dad fed her some turkey. So she probably thought, this is a good place to come to. Yeah, and then for like a month or two, she kept coming at the back door. And I think, yeah, Laurie's dad started buying cat food for her to feed her. And I think she was being fed by us and by our neighbor as well. Yeah, like, she looked a bit rough, but she looked like she had come from a loving home. So we went to, I looked online to see if anyone was missing a cat. We asked around. I went to the local vet and asked them if anyone had said anything about a missing cat. They made a post on their social media or wherever it is they do it. But they don't post a picture of the cat because apparently a lot of people will then be like, oh, that's a pretty cat. Then they're like, oh yeah, I'm missing a cat. And then they get like someone else's cat.
Who the hell does that?
Yeah, apparently people do that. I mean, you get people who steal animals as well, like full on steal.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard some people are like
dogs mostly
moving out or whatever, and the neighbors, and they just steal the cat.
So yeah, I don't.
In Ireland.
Yeah, it's horrible. I don't know what her story is because
She hasn't told you yet. She's not ready to speak it out.
Not ready. She hates big objects. So like if you come in with a big suitcase, she'll freak out and run away. When Sarah visited, when Theo was still like a baby, she freaked out. I had her in my arms and Theo was crying in the living room, so when I brought her in, she like freaked out and jumped out of my arms. So I feel like potentially she came from a home where they just had a baby and maybe the cat felt like not abandoned, but like she'd been replaced or something. I don't know. Then you hear of cats who've like traveled across the country in like a van by accident. Well, either there's some people who take their cat on holiday and then the cat runs away, and then they go back, home, and then the cat's left like wherever they went on holiday, or they'll cats like go into like a delivery van or something and end up being taken far, far away.
One of the cats that I lived with, it has been lost for like 3 weeks in the streets of Amsterdam,
Yeah.
and then they found it again.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't know all that. I met her after, but she seemed pretty chill and nice. Like, but she must have been so fucking scared.
Yeah, because they can like travel quite far. So yeah, I don't know what her past story was, but she's very happy. Yeah, we took her to the vet. She didn't have a microchip. She had been spayed, so someone had actually, had a spayed or neutered, spayed, I think. That's when we thought she was a he and found out that she was actually a she. A big she. You're a big girl, aren't you? And yeah. And we decided to let you in. I mean, I would have decided to keep her from the start. I think Laurie's mum wasn't keen because she doesn't like cats eating the wildlife, which is understandable. They used to have a cat before, but the cat was an old cat with no teeth. Sorry?
Isn't like them eating the wildlife?
Yeah. So like
Isn't
birds.
Cat the wildlife too, technically?
No. She's a cat. She's a what do you call it? She's not a wild cat. She's a domestic.
Yeah. Okay.
Animal.
But yeah. So if you have domesticated canaries, and it's fine for them to eat.
But now, what are you doing? Laurie's mum loves her.
Yeah, I know. That's always the thing with like parents or adults where they don't want a pet. My dad was the same with like every pet my mom ever brought in the house, and then became best buddies with all.
Yeah, you always find Carol snuggled up on her lap. She doesn't do that with me, but she always does that with her. Must be a good lap. You happy there? Are you happy there? Freaking hell, her yawns are so big.
I think the legs look fine so far.
Oh. The legs look fine, what?
Oh, the T-Rex.
Yeah, I guess.
The rest seems a bit stiff, but I'm gonna start doing stuff to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay then.
Okay, let's add some more people in here.
When do you think we should start contacting people for their pictures or whatever? Be in the game.
Oh, that's a good point. We're wanting to make a new demo that is actually the first section of the game.
Yeah, actually, that's going to be a pretty good, if you think about it, it might be a pretty good advertisement for the game. If the demo's out and then the people who are back the game, they can see themselves in the game. So they're like, look at me, I'm here. Look at me, I'm here. So it's just like...
yeah, well, I guess we could actually contact them really soon then.
Yeah, for those who don't know, we had a Kickstarter backer reward thing where you can be in the game as a villager. So we need to ask those people, hey, what do you look like? We need to put you in the game. Maybe selecting animations in the background. I was watching WandaVision and a character said, I'm just chillaxing, and I thought of you. Ooh, you hate this word.
Oh, what happened to your prediction where you were gonna like show off and...
It didn't pan out, but
I know.
I think it still might pan out because they did show like the evil power that I thought was behind this. They still didn't elaborate on that. They just said there's this super evil thing. And they left a cliffhanger that this evil thing has not been dealt with. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So and then I know that after this, the sequel of the series is going to be a movie with Doctor Strange and Wanda. They announced that Sam Raimi is directing it, so that's pretty cool. Who did Spider-Man and Evil Dead. So I think that my theory still applies. It's going to happen there. I think. If not, then we'll see. It does make more sense to get a famous big star to be in a movie than a TV series, maybe. But who knows now with a TV and all that. Also, should start watching Snowpiercer.
Me? The end of next
Yes.
week, I think I decided to.
Wait, what? Oh.
Well, it's going to be done by the end of the month, right?
Yeah, the last 2 episodes come out at the end of the month.
Yeah, so...
But every episode's an hour. Like, you don't...
Yeah, but I don't binge watch. I watch it, like, every
Yeah, I was going to
evening.
say, if you don't binge watch, then it's perfect for you. Because I understand binge watching for people, but what I personally don't understand is people saying, oh no, I want to binge watch. I'm not going to watch this now because I want all the episodes to...
Yeah. Why
the
don't you
season-
understand that?
Because I don't know, I don't care too much. Like, I just want to watch things when they come out. I don't care about waiting for a week, personally.
Oh,
If they're
no,
coming out.
I totally get it. It's annoying when you have cliffhangers.
Yeah, but it is annoying, but on the other hand, it's also kind of like, it's nice to have this anticipation. Like, I really enjoyed when this was happening with Game of Thrones, and like, you wouldn't miss an episode, and everyone would be discussing their theories and all that. Like, I had fun with WandaVision every week, hyping up the next episode because it was all this, theorizing and talking about it. So I enjoy this aspect of it. Still watching The Sopranos now, though. I would. I did notice that on some seasons finale, I would be pissed off if I had to wait for a year. I just got an ad and demand all proceedings go to Sarah because it's Women's Day. No money for Costa's Day. Oh no. First of all, does Sarah get any money from ads, or do twits get everything?
No, you do.
Happy Women's Day, Sarah. For you and all the women's days. I remember I had a discussion about a month and a half ago about making a music video, and the singer who wanted to do it, he was like, "Oh, it would be perfect if it came out on like Women's Day." We haven't obviously even started with a concept because coronavirus and you can't shoot anything. I just got reminded of it today with Women's Day that if I would have done through with it, that would have been my deadline.
It's too for children.
Don't mock them, they're cool. Should be something blocking. Still not sure what's going to be blocking that.
Blocking the what?
Blocking the what?
Do you mind? I don't make fun of your accent.
Yeah, you do.
When?
And also, I don't make fun of your accent. I'm just like enhancing it.
When did I make fun of your accent?
You make fun of my spelling.
Oh, that's
which
not
is
making fun. That's me telling you how to spell properly.
Shouldn't someone be blocking the path on the left?
To the left.
And also, there should be a guard
I
on the
chucked
gate,
I chucked the hunter there, the big hunter.
Should be a guard on the gate too, right?
Yeah, he's there.
He is?
The other hunter's there.
No. I mean the gate on the right.
What gate on the right?
Oh, you put the other one. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Carol, are you happy? I might try and settle her on the bed, otherwise I don't know where she's gonna go. I'll be right back.
Uh-huh. What's going on here?
think she'll go to sleep there. How was your mustard lemon chicken? Or was that for today? I can't remember when you said you did it.
No, I tried it yesterday. Pretty good, actually.
Yeah?
I was surprised. I wasn't surprised, but mustard works really, really well. As I was putting it, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Is this even going to work?
Okay,
By the way, if you try a short hike against Sarah, turn the pixel size to none or small and sharp in the options. Says Nathan.
ooh, okay.
Kind of cool
Sounds
that they
good.
thought about that, of people getting...
I wonder if I still have it installed.
Did you buy this huge charity bundle that was like every game in the world in it
From when?
a year ago or something?
I have no idea. I don't know which one.
On its.io.
No. I didn't know about it.
It had the short hike in it and
Oh no, you bought it, didn't
Night
you?
in the Woods. Yeah.
Yeah, no, short hike I got for free on the Epic Store.
Oh yeah, it was there too.
Mm.
Stop following Epic Store games, to be fair. The free ones for a while since Christmas. I don't know if they gave anything
There
great.
hasn't been anything great. Well, at least I don't know if you'd like it, but
I got the Star Wars game actually, but yeah. Bundle for
I
racial.
was wondering what the heck is racial huss rice? Justice and inequality.
Racial misspelling. We want hostage for all. I follow a streamer who did buy it, and on Thursdays he's streaming every game in that bundle. Holy shit! That's like I don't think I can do that because that's like a lot is an understatement. I think there's like thousands, at least 1,000.
Oh, really? As much as that? That's crazy.
Yeah, because they kept adding games after like it was when it was closer to the deadline, so it became insanely huge.
Costas doesn't know my bank pin.
Yeah,
I
I was
used to
saying
know his
like,
bank pin.
we're gonna celebrate you going away by giving your card pin.
Actually, that's a lie. I didn't know your bank pin. I received it in the post when you were in Greece and not in the UK. And I took out all your money.
Yeah, I was actually dealing with that today.
Dealing with
It's like the bank I have, it has like the most complicated system of like
in the UK.
of going into online banking. It's like you're supposed to set up a password. It's like, what's the 12th digit of your password? What's the 15th digit? And I'm like, why am I solving a Sudoku puzzle every time I'm trying to put on my credentials? So I'm gonna, and I don't even remember now what my password is. So I have to reapply for it. Huh?
Solving it. Did you say you have to solve a Sudoku puzzle every time?
Yeah, it feels like I'm solving a puzzle because I have to count every time all the digits to find the 15th digit of my password. I hate this bank so much.
Child one.
It's like, would you? They have a I wanted to buy a game from Steam, and they were like, "We have a security question. We're gonna send you a security code." No, actually, they didn't even fucking send me a text. They were like, "We're gonna call you and tell you in a machine or something." And then my phone rang. I pressed whatever, and then nothing. I couldn't hear anything, and then the phone just like went dead. I did it twice, and then they just blocked it. They were like, "You have an issue. You must call us." It's like, what the fuck, man? Like your service doesn't work. Why are you blocking mine? That was when I wanted to buy Chicken Police when it was cheap. Today I backed this Think When You Draw series. But I also don't know if my card worked because I'm gonna find out when you know. And the campaign ends.
Where is the Amazon gonna count? You had a nice wall for her to count on before.
It was a 3, right? Oh yeah, it was a wall.
What was the wall?
I don't know. We can add something. I mean, there's practically nothing at the background, so.
I guess we have to do that in the background,
There's nothing.
Like something over here or something.
I also spent my weekend watching some tutorials on how to shoot a music video because I might have a music video to shoot and I don't have experience on that. That was pretty interesting. Just getting nerdy with stuff. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I wanted your opinion on a music video because you're a K-pop expert.
You already asked me about that.
But I also didn't mention that the song is in English, so.
I guess. I mean, it doesn't matter. What does that make a difference?
Well, it kind of does, doesn't it? If it's more, you know. Can help with the visuals at least, especially when it's green screen. So that means I have to create the visuals.
Don't lock view. Oh, set view.
If I know adventure games, all 3 of these kids will get lost, and you need to solve 3 puzzle chains to find them in progress. Almost. They don't get lost. They play hide and seek with you, so you do need to find them. So yeah, good idea. Just the execution is like more fun than danger. It's also like literally the second puzzle in the game, so we're just trying to have like baby puzzles and just to encourage you to explore.
Maybe I shouldn't do too much of this on stream. Since we're so maybe we shouldn't do too much of this on stream since we're eventually going to release it on special occasions.
Well, literally, it's 9 people on stream, and like half of them probably know what's going on. I don't know. It's not really spoilery, so I don't think anyone's gonna.
Yeah, but
the percentage is like 0.2% are gonna find out about this. So. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, but I've got like 40 minutes left that I don't need to do that, and because like the other streams I'm going to be animating what you're doing right now. If you have some ready for me for tomorrow, all I need is like a few frames of dinosaur, and I'll probably spend the whole of the stream doing that.
Yeah, that's true, but you can see it's taking me a while here. Duplicate this. I duplicate that. Hey, duplicate layers.
I was about to do. Okay. So I'm thinking when you first enter the village square, the children maybe come running up to you, so you don't have the option to go anywhere else to start with.
Yep.
So, first load.
I'm contemplating how we should have the cutscenes happen every time. Because the thing is that I don't want to complicate things because I know that if I have to make a cutscenes, I have to make them match exactly to the what's happening on the screen at that time. Did you? Because I can. Hello?
No, I did not. I didn't say anything.
Should I keep going or are you concentrating?
Yeah, you can keep going.
You know, I mean, what you have to match what's going on the screen to like start
Yeah.
playing. It sounds like insanely complicated. Like I would have to do it like over and over and over and over again, and focusing.
What do you mean
The
match
thing
what
is
they're doing on screen? No, I don't know what you mean.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Well, you remember the demo
Okay.
when the cutscene happens in the end?
Okay.
How I had to match everything with like even the sun rays and all that to like match
Yeah.
the scene where the dinosaurs.
That's why a
So,
lot of the
yeah.
time I feel like it's better for it to be gameplay and not gameplay, but like actually done in game than as a video or whatever we're planning.
Yeah,
on
but the
doing
thing
it
is, I can animate in IGS.
You animate in the way we've always been doing it. Why do you need to animate in AGS?
Because then that means that you literally have to animate what I'm animating in IGS.
It's placing assets and programming.
Yeah,
The
it's not. I don't know. It feels like I don't have control over like anything when I'm animating that. It's really not the same. Like I don't know. I don't know how to explain this. Especially like when things are happening when you have like 8 different characters at the same time working. Like I feel so much better if I have After Effects and I can figure this out and just like tell you take this and animate every thing at the same time. Like some scenes are going to be really complicated.
You're playing Lego Jurassic World? What else is JW while watching? Yeah, Jurassic World. 26192.
Didn't even know that thing existed.
26192. How is how do you think the animations are going to look? Where the characters run off of the Amazon walks out of the village square, like south towards the stream, because surely she'd be getting bigger, wouldn't she? Technically, or when she walks out.
I don't know. I was thinking that it just walks down, disappears.
So no size changing.
It doesn't sound to me like she should size change. Can't picture it, at least in my head right now.
Okay. Well, we're not going to have it anyways for the prototype, so we can see what it looks like.
Yeah. Like an animatronic.
What?
T-Rex looks like an animatronic.
Oh. Sorry, I just bleated like a sheep.
Ballet.
Hmm?
Kids ballet. Just need to go up to them and talk to them, and then they hide and seek, and then they go.
Yeah.
Too much. Okay, let's do the hair.
Oh, cancel.
Yeah, I would suggest when you draw that to go to do what I do and go like take it into different parts, like
Draw what?
hair,
Children?
leg, stuff like that.
What are you talking about?
T-Rex animation.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So that you can focus on each thing, because otherwise it's like a mess.
Why? I tend to just take it frame by frame.
Because then, I don't know, like for me at least, I have a better understanding of how animation works if I go like
I think
this.
that's because you're animating it. You've already done the animation. I do it normally frame by frame and then go back over it if needed.
Okay.
I think, but I don't know. It totally depends in the moments, whatever works best for me. I think for you it makes sense because you're actually doing the base animation.
It'll be a nice gift to share with them.
The T-Rex?
Yeah.
Like on in with the background and everything?
Well, maybe against whatever background, just
Okay.
scrolling, like the one I'm doing, but with your pixels.
They run away now? Oh no, one disappeared. Wait, why? Oh. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Do you want to see them run away? Wait a bit. They're not doing the running. Oh, they're obviously not doing the running animation because, yeah, okay. Maybe they should be characters. I've just made them move. Oh shit.
Is that what you meant earlier? That if you start coding this, we're giving away the puzzle?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, I see now.
Oh, the down animation. The down. What am I trying to say? The down exit doesn't work. So. Why is it totally wrong?
We can start animating now. Final form. Let's do this.
What are we gonna do for the Amazon leaving the background that goes to the village square? Since she's never gonna fully disappear.
What do you mean?
Well, she doesn't go off screen. She walks into
Oh,
the
she
distance.
can go behind the tree, maybe.
You want her to walk that way, to the
I
right.
don't know. I mean, can you think of anything else?
I don't think it makes too much sense.
Unless it just walks there and then stands as a tiny sprite there.
Well, she
Oh,
wouldn't
no,
be that
maybe.
tiny. That's what I'm trying to work out because I've made her way too small. Because that's not that far.
Oh, you're doing it in AGS?
Well, yeah, that's how we do it.
Because I remember, yeah.
Well, we did an animation for it before they really
Yeah.
Made that feature. Why are you still small?
Oh, that's kind of nice. That kind of works. I mean, that she stopped sizing and then the screen pauses and then it continues.
Yeah, but I need to get the size right. Like, I think that's a bit too small
Yeah.
still. And I don't know why she's still small on the other screen. I mean, this is stuff that's not even necessary for the prototype at the moment, really. Yeah, I don't know why she's still tiny, though. Whoops. Okay. super quiet concentrating.
I'm hurting from like the stylus. It's so weird.
Your
Is that
hands
how
are hurting?
untrained I am at drawing?
Your hands hurting?
Yeah, when I like after all this time of like using a tablet. Yeah, I try and finish this hopefully before the stream ends. That's why I'm kind of concentrating. I don't know if I'll manage to, but it's plan.
Whoa! Sorry, that was loud. Thanks for the follow, Shiny.
Yay, thank you. You think Shiny Foreskin was waiting for us to talk all this time, and then they were like, "No, they talked." I'm gonna. We haven't been talking for like 15 minutes now.
It gave me a fright. It's like super loud. Can't make up my mind whether to make them characters or not.
Then I thought Nathan weighed in the llama.
Yeah, I know the reason why to make them, but like I'm trying to
Everyone
work out.
knows.
Sorry?
Everyone knows Nathan is a man of character.
I'm trying to work out whether it's best to do it for them or not.
Yeah. So I think I have sort of a job interview this week.
Tomorrow.
I was telling Sarah, I haven't told anyone else. And I think I'm stressing myself out for no reason over it, but it's kind of weird because new job means, you know, you have a boss and you have obligations, and it's not going to be full time. And I have to balance game development at the same time. I feel like I'm going to piss people off because I'm not going to be 100% on board on what they want me to do because, you know, I have a life. But on the other hand, it's money. So I just have to go and see. But I'm just afraid I'm going to go and I'm going to have an attitude of like, I don't want to do this. And I don't want to bring this attitude there. So I have to control myself and keep an open mind.
You just be clear about how much time you have to spend on it and all that. You're being asked what kind of job. Are you working at the grocery store?
Sorry, what?
You're being in chat. You're being asked. Beldasaurus says what kind of job.
Oh right.
Everclink
Yeah,
says, are you going to work at the grocery store? And Deluxe says interviews are stressful.
Yeah, sorry. I had to explain. It's just making like sort of animations for like YouTube shows or like something like that. From what I understood, from like a friend of mine called me up and he works with them, and he said they need someone to do this for you. And at first he said they want full time or like in house. Actually, he said. And my friend knows I don't do in house stuff, so he said no to them. But they discussed like me working from home. I'm not sure if they want me full time or whatever. For me, that's the easiest job in the world, just like making motion graphics and stuff. Like it's so easy; it doesn't take a long time. So technically, it's easy money, let's say. But I don't want people to like be calling me at like when I'm streaming or whatever. But on the other hand, I think I'm just like putting a fantasy scenario in my head where I can just get stressed myself for no reason when nothing has happened.
Yeah, just
but
go
yeah,
assess the
I mean,
situation.
and it's not an interview technically because I've been like someone, someone knows me, so they said my friend's gonna come over, so I've been like, it's kind of a introduction. I already have an introduction. It's not like a cold call, whatever you call it. So I do go there prepped. People know I actually do good work because someone they trust has told them about it. It's just like I don't want an extra stressful thing when I have so many things to balance at the same time. But on the other hand, I do like money and I'm a fan of having them. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's no stress about it. Go and find out what they want from you. Be honest about how much time you can give them. And then just see if you can make it work or not.
I also don't feel like sometimes when I have an interview and like it's like that, I sort of like feel pressure to for them to like me or for them to think that we're gonna do a good thing, and I feel pressure to say yes right then and there, if that makes sense. As in, like, yeah, everything you say is fantastic. When do I start? And on the other hand, if I'm like kind of like standoffish, I don't want to show that I'm not interested with saying, yeah, let's see, I'll tell you tomorrow or something like that. So I always struggle with like balancing that. I still want to leave this door open, but I don't want to say yes right away. Or like trap myself into like a price that I could have asked for more or stuff like that. You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with saying that you will think about it and let them know as soon as possible, or
I
tomorrow
think
give
so,
them a date. And it also shows that you're not desperate for it in the sense that they can't walk all over you.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not. And also the other thing I'm a little stressed about is that I'm not sure if they want me to be like their kind of permanent go-to guy or not, because that kind of, it creates an obligation that I'm going to be there for a while. And usually I work on like projects that are like kind of like, let's make this video and then it ends. Let's make that and then it ends. So I work with projects, not with months per se. So I'm a bit stressed that when is this going to end if it starts? That's my...
Well, you just ask them the questions you need to ask.
Yeah. But then again, if I start a job and then I ask them, so how long do you need me for?
Well, how long is the job for? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's true.
They should respect
you. Even like
in
any job.
They should respect you as a freelancer in the sense that you need to know because you may have other jobs, and you do have other jobs.
No, I'm definitely going to say that, that I do have other jobs, but I'm not going to say it in a way that other people are more important than them, more like that I want to please them, so I want to make sure that I have the time to do whatever they want me to. I think it always depends because I'm scared of having a shitty boss, so I have to take this risk. Or shitty client or whatever you call it. Make puns to break the ice. Yeah, that ice will be broken for sure. If they don't like them, then they can go around puns and yeah. It's actually a cooking show, which is fun. It's one of the biggest like not chefs, I don't know, it's a lady, but like even my mom knows her and she's a fan and follows her recipes. So it's kind of interesting. Nothing else I'm going to be around food. And even if it was in-house, the thing is it's not that far away from where I live. If I have money, I can finally afford getting an electric scooter so all my friends can abandon me because of how uncool I'm going to be. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be going. You have a lot of diagonal pixels, Sarah, but at least you have a pretty big resolution this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I figure that because of the size of the animation, I kind of have to follow a different kind of a technique. I'm drawing more traditionally. Also, it's T-Rex. I mean, it's a pretty big thing in our game, so might as well make the effort to animate it well. Still not convinced it's animated well, but we'll see. So yeah, I started this conversation about work because I need to give myself a haircut today to look presentable. I was just thinking how I need to have one later on in the day. To know which people are bearded and sad, but are you sharing my frustration with growing a beard and then having to hide it because you're putting on a mask every time you go out?
Why do you have to hide it?
Because it's behind the mask?
But why do you have to?
Because I have to wear a mask?
Oh, you don't like the fact that you have to cover your beard up?
Yeah, it's like it's awkward as well because you have this big. It doesn't even cover your whole face. It's like it ends up in beard.
Right.
The mask. There's always like a bunch of hair sticking out of the bottom. It looks like you have to take a double take if you're someone to see like, oh, maybe they have a beard there. Deluxe Tux had a COVID beard. I have a COVID beard, but also known as a beard because I had it before COVID. I'm really afraid that if I shave, I'm gonna regret it immediately. I think most people who I've seen like shave their beard, they always regret it and then they immediately start to grow it back. I use a cycling mask thing. What's that? Like that glass thing? It looks like sci-fi-esque.
Why is everyone disappearing?
I'm happy you didn't hate my Cyclops idea, Sarah. I know that we said we wanted to make either a cute game or something. I don't know actually what was our second idea. I still want to make a cutie game. Get me wrong. I just would like to explore
Oh, it's
some
like a
moody
snud,
styles.
isn't it? Or something like that. Why is it called a
I
snud?
don't know what they're called. Sort of fabric thing you wear around your neck. Oh, that thing. Yeah, okay. So it's like the thing that they wear in like
A snud.
soldiers wear in like desert situations or whatever. Does it protect though, or is it like way too thin? I just thought this is like an extra layer to have on top of your mask or something if you want. Because then you can put it on your neck after that, right? It's good to keep you warm and stuff and like protects from sandstorms or whatever.
You get sandstorms in Greece?
No, but if you had one, I mean, go to a beach and have this problem. I don't know.
We had sandstorms in Namibia. Be a little like
Is
tornado
it by the root?
of sand coming towards you. To like run undercover.
Oh, double it up, cool. Snoot. I got the Amazon with all those heavy kids around her. or like a tutorial for you on how to code the kids,
What?
rather than the player's tutorial.
What?
The tutorial with the kids.
I'm so confused.
It's weird because you have like a screen of the Amazon ceiling there, but behind at the bottom I can see your coding.
Right, you ready to stop?
Would you mind giving me 5 more minutes? Because I think I'm almost done. I just want to super double make sure that I finish this animation now, which is almost finished. I just want to try something else. Oh no, Sarah. I'm stressed now. Yeah. Let's have a bigger brush. Okay, cool. Fucking weird brush.
Oh, bye Deluxe Tux. He's probably gone by now. I didn't notice he was saying bye.
Oh, sorry. Bye, Deluxe Tux. Oh, we both miss him. Deluxe Tux wanted to have the choice of leaving, not us leaving him. What I'm doing now is filling up the... Oh man, it's gonna take ages or what?
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm filling this up to see better of like the volume of the animation, because it's kind of like the line art doesn't exactly help me, and also it's good because later on I'm gonna do a very rough shading to see what it looks like. Does that explain anything, or like that's what I'm doing basically?
I mean, I get.
I just want to do this on every
Sure.
frame right now to give it volume. Because because it's kind of getting lost in the background at the moment.
How you just...
Wait,
Nah.
sure, what?
Nope.
And then I have yeah, okay, just give me 5 minutes, and if I'm not done then we can stop. I'm not sure now that I'm gonna be done in 5 minutes, but that's why I wasn't talking all this time, so that I concentrated and finished this. I have it bouncing and jerking a little bit too much. But that can easily be changed with offsetting frames. You gonna rate anyone?
What the heck? Why are you reading my mind? Like you can see my screen.
Oh. That's what I like to do, read minds when I'm animating.
See my screen. I can hear myself, sorry. Hello Comics is streaming.
Ooh, nice.
He's the one with the... I find it hard to remember who's who. He's the guy who is making a really cool game, right?
Yeah.
Like he's done a lot of work on it.
Yes, he's half Spanish, half...
That guy, yeah. Should we
He's
rate
very
him? We've rated him before, right? Oh, he's only got 5 people at the moment, so we could rate him.
He's ultra talented and ultra skilled, and has rated us a couple of times.
Yeah.
Actually, that's how we found out about him. He rated us in the first place. I always get so happy to meet like Twitch people. Like it's a completely new thing for me to like have streamers like rate you and then you chat. It's nice.
Be cool to find new people at some point. It's nice that I can actually look through Twitch without it killing the stream now. Solo game dev, open world adventure RPG. That's not game dev, that's someone making Minecraft. Making Minecraft, someone playing Minecraft. Oh, there's a lot of
Maybe
like
they're.
non-English streams as well.
If
Hey,
I
there we
made
are, right near the
if I
bottom.
made my own Minecraft, I would call it Minecraft.
Someone's doing cool pixel art. Or their stream setup looks cool.
It's mine. Hey. Buildosaurus is testing the limits of our very limited ways to spend your points.
Oh, this person's French.
Oh no, banned.
But their setup looks cool. They've got a cool border. Pixel art border.
Order? What's a pixel art order?
Border. With the B.
Oh.
Yeah, I reckon let's just return the favour to Hello Comics.
Oh fuck. Whoopie cocks. Jesus. No, wait. That was fine, wasn't it?
Spanish
okay.
game development playing Valheim. How's that game development?
Have you seen Valheim? Has anyone played it?
I have seen it. Laurie's played it.
Yeah? He has it? Is it fun?
Yep.
Kind of looks like World of Warcraft, doesn't it?
I don't know.
I had it on the multiplayer port. I enjoyed it, but I don't think I'll enjoy it if I play it. I enjoyed watching people play it.
I was gonna say, how have you enjoyed it if you haven't played it?
Because I don't know, maybe I enjoy the streamer, but it seemed too grindy, maybe?
Sorry?
I don't enjoy those kind of games.
Blinding?
Grinding.
Yeah,
Grinding.
probably. I don't know why I'm saying yeah.
I'm a big fan of hunting wild boars.
He prefers
hunting
tame boars.
For hours. Or, domesticated boars, whatever.
I feel like 5 minutes has passed. I don't remember when you said it, but I think it was like 4 past.
Okay, let me finish
Did
this
someone
stream.
say World of Warcraft? Do you play World of Warcraft, Buildosaurus? I used to back in the day, and then I vowed I'd never play again because it kind of ate up a lot of my time.
See Father Guild. My
what?
flatmate still plays, but he's playing like a really old. Up until Burning Crusade, I think. So he's playing on a free server basically. He doesn't pay monthly. And
that's what I used to do in Namibia because you literally couldn't. The internet wasn't
Yeah.
good enough to play online.
Oh, so you played LAN?
Yeah, but it was like someone recreated it or something weird, so there was like a lot of stuff missing in places, but some parts were playable.
And yeah, my friend who plays it like this now, he's amazed by when he sees like the newest Warcraft with all the expansions because they updated the graphics, and he's like, wow, look what they've done. Like he's living a different century now.
Yeah, I used to go back to it from time to time. I have a friend who played it a lot, and then when I stopped, he still played it, and he kept begging me to come back. So I would go back like for a little bit here and there. But yeah, it just kind of went weird with like Mr. Pandera and this like whole weird farming stuff and just weird mechanics. Like, it just became a little bit too much for me.
Here's what I did so far, Sam. I think it jumps around a bit too much. I'm gonna fix that. I'm just gonna go frame by frame and try and make the bounciness feel better. But the animation, I think, is that like you see the arm moving, you see the legs moving different speeds, you see the jaw moving different speeds, and the hair kind of like flickering. The edges of it.
I'm not a massive fan of the front leg. The foot, not the leg. The foot, it looks really curvy.
What?
The way, compared to the other foots, the foot that's closest to us looks a bit too curvy.
You mean the back of it?
The back and the bit where the claws go. Just compared to the... So when that one's flat on the ground, compared to the one in the back, they look entirely different. And the one in the back looks better in that sense.
Okay.
But yeah, I like the back leg, back foot.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And I can see now that the muscle of the top part is kind of like jumping all around.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Transmog
To
is
be
fun.
fair, Sarah and Buildosaurus, no one's going to be noticing that when they play the game because there's going to be so many details. But if I'm spending so much time, as well.
Yeah.
There's like the arm. There's some hair which are flashing now that I noticed it from the arm, like they disappear. The
Oh
tongue
yeah.
disappears.
See, that's kind of hard for me to tell because of the grey to white flashing.
Yeah, because I
Because I was
didn't
gonna
finish it.
say it kind of looks like the arm suddenly goes down really quick at some point, but that's also at the same point the color disappears, so it's hard to see at the moment.
No, it definitely needs another pass. I'm gonna do it in my own free time, and then in the next stream I'm gonna do the
So
biting and stuff.
will you have this to give to me to start working on next stream?
Next stream, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
By
If you give it to me
tomorrow,
beforehand,
no,
so I can
because I'm
set it up.
probably if I don't have the interview thing tomorrow, I'll work on it. If I'm out of the house, then I know.
Okay.
But even if that happens, then
Wednesday
on
as
Wednesday
well.
I'm definitely gonna do it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is it a spoiler animating the Amazon with something on the screen? It is and it isn't, right? If you haven't played the game,
think it
if you haven't
is.
played the demo, it isn't. Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Even if you've played the. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, but the demo has been so like around. Like
Yeah,
it's fine.
true.
It's fine.
That's true.
I think people who are watching the stream have probably played the demo or have seen stuff from it. So like.
Other than
Either way, it doesn't matter.
Walkthroughs, which he played it with the event for the first time. Like Deluxe was with us on the stream for 3 months and was like, a demo. Let me try it.
It's not like that dinosaur has a name and there's this one specific dinosaur. Normally there's loads of dinosaurs that look the same
I think
anyways.
we're pretty close to it because we've been working on it.
It's fine. It's fine.
So yeah, I'm cool. You can raid if you want Hello Comics.
Yeah. And I'll briefly stay and then probably go. Yeah, let's raid Hello Comics.
Science and technology.
Oh, a lot of people do science and technology when they make games. Because it's either just chatting or like, I guess art or science and technology.
It looks a pretty game.
Okay. Let's start the raid up. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, we'll be back on Thursday with some more T-Rex animating from both of us this time. Yeah.
Yay.
Have a lovely.
I got more T-Rex animations for next time.
You what?
I have some more T-Rex animations, like where he's trying to bite and stuff.
Yeah.
Bite.
Yeah, have a good couple of days and see you on Thursday. Bye.
Yay, thanks for chilling with us.
Bye-bye. Raid Hello Comics now.
Let's raid, yeah.
Now, wait, where's the button to raid it? Sorry, I'm lost. Okay, raid now. Okay, cool. Bye-bye, guys.
Let's see. Do you think he's gonna say, whoa?